The problem of changing from coming networking, so we also talk about dependencies and multi-parameter sales.
Okay, thanks for having me. I'm Jeong from University. I'm going to talk about entanglement weakness and state discrimination. And this is a joint talk with my postdoc going up, and it's based on one of our recent papers in the archive here. So before getting started, I'd like to briefly talk about my research group at Jeong University. We are already in applied math department. We have two postdocs. One is Dong Ha, who is the next speaker, and the other postdoc is Min, whose talk is on tomorrow. And we have three PhD students, Jeong, Seha, and Jeong. We are glad to be here. Okay, so in this talk, first I'm going to talk about some preliminary things, including notations, and the concept of entanglement weakness, and the state discrimination, mainly about minimum error discrimination. Then I'll talk about quantum state discrimination by separable measurement. Then I provide some condition for minimum error discrimination achieved by separable measurement. And the condition is in terms of this entanglement weakness. Then we talk about some systematic way to construct non-local quantum state ensemble using entanglement weakness. Then I summarize. Okay, so because we talk about multi-party state discrimination, the Hilbert space of our consideration is complete space, curly H, and this body gauge denotes the set of our Hermitian operators acting on this curly H, and H cross is a subset of H, which consists of our positive semi-definite operators. And by using this notation, we can define quantum state as a operator in this H plus with a unit trace. And the measurement is just a subset of this H plus with this complete this condition. And an operator is called separable. A positive operator is called separable if it can be decomposed as the summation of this product operators on each subsystem. Otherwise, the operator is called entangled. And we use this notation for the SAP set, which denotes the set of all separable operators in each class. The dual set of cell will be denoted as this subset, which is the set of all operators E, whose expectation with every separable operator is non-negative. Okay? And one thing we can note here is the following. For any operator in this subset, it's block positive. That means for any product state, its expectation is non-negative. Okay? So from now on, I'm going to use those two terms simultaneously. An operator is in this subset, and at the same time, maybe I can also use that an operator is block positive. So entanglement weakness has been mentioned several times today, I guess. But by using my notation, entanglement weakness is an operator which is block positive but not positive. Okay? So this is the picture of the self-intelligence. So we have separable operators here contained in set of positive operators, semi-definite operators. It's contained in the set of our block positive operators, which is in the set of our Hermitian operators. And the entanglement weakness is this shaded area. Again, it's block positive but not positive. Okay, so let's talk about state discrimination. Let's consider the situation. There is a set of state, and one of the state is prepared with some preparation probability. And the task of state discrimination is to guess which state is prepared. Okay? Maybe I can use the notation of this ensemble, state ensemble HI and rho I, to describe this situation. A state rho I is prepared with the corresponding with the corresponding probability at I. Okay? Yeah. Then of course what we can do quantum mechanically is to perform measurement. So we have a set of operators, and the decision rule here is the following. If MI is detected, then we may guess the prepared state is rho I, no matter what the actual prepared state is. And as we know, the probability of detecting MJ when the rho I is prepared is given by this expectation trace of rho I and J. And the average average probability of correct guessing, or say success probability, is nothing but the expectation of this correct guessing probability of each state. And the guessing error, of course, this is, of course, it depends on what measurement operator we are using. And the guessing error is nothing but the complementary probability. Yes?
And the eta is?
Sir?
And the eta is distribution of rho I?
Eta. And you're talking about this
Yes.
one? It's the preparation probability.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Okay, so the minimum error discrimination is to minimize this guessing error over all possible measurement. Okay? And equivalently, we can also say that minimum error discrimination is to maximize this average success probability over all possible measurement. And the maximum value here is also known as the guessing probability. That's why we have this subscript G here. But at the same time, you can also think this G means that there is no restriction on the measurement. You can use any arbitrary general measurement. Okay? Of course, as you can see, this is an optimization problem, so it's generally hard. However, there is a well-known condition about the optimal measurement realizing as PG. And if this measurement realizes this maximum average probability, then it's done only for each I, this operator needs to be positive. Okay? So now let's think about some constraint on the measurement we can use. So if we can only use separable measurement here, then we can think about the maximum average success probability of our separable measurement, and we will denote the maximum value as P step. Okay? Then we can have a body constraint on the measurement. So if we can only use LOCC measurement, of course LOCC measurement is the measurement that can be performed only by local operation with respect. Okay, then we'll denote that maximum average success probability of our possible LOCC measurement as PL. And because we know that LOCC measurement is a special case of separable measurement, and separable measurement is a special case of general measurement. So we have this trivial inequality. And what we are interested in here is the quantitative relation of the values at the end, both PL and PG. So if this PL is strictly less than PG, that means LOCC measurement cannot achieve the global maximum. So that means there is some non-locality in this state discrimination of this ensemble. Okay? However, obtaining this PL is very hard because there is not really any good characterization about the set of LOCC measurement. Not like the case of general measurement or separate measurement. So, because it's hard, instead of thinking about the relation between PL and PG, we can think about the relation between this P set and PG. So if we have a strict inequality here, that means non-locality in the state discrimination. Okay? So from now on, I'm going to talk about the relation between P set and PG. Okay, so for that, let's talk about some upper bound of P set. Okay? So to get the upper bound, we will define a step denoted as H as in P. It depends on this, of course, Yang-Sing wave signal, which is the set of our operators such that for each I these operators is block positive. Okay? Then what is known here is the following. For any operator here, say H, the trace provides an upper bound of PCL. Okay? And because it's true for any operator here, if you think about the minimum value, and if you denote it as Q cell, it's still an upper bound of Q cell. Okay? And what we can further show here is actually this inequality is type. So the minimum value is actually Q cell. Okay? So instead of thinking of the optimal measurement realizing Q cell, we can also think about the operators in H realizing Q cell. So there is another way to think about the optimum value of Q cell. Of course, it will be still hard because this is another optimization problem. So maybe you can think about some possible relation between those optimal offsets, optimal measurement for P set and optimal operator H for Q cell. And the following theorem provides some condition for those optimal offsets. So we're given now some epsilon and a separable measurement M and an operator in H itself. If this measurement realizes P set and if this H realizes Q set, and it's then only for each I, the measurement operators Mi and these operators are orthogonal to each other. Okay? So at least we can check whether a given measurement and operator H are optimal or not by checking this equality. Okay, and the proof is quite straightforward. The only difficulty is following. Because for any operator in here, it's a separable operator measurement, so this is separable operator. And from the definition here, if you remember the definition, yeah, so this is so looking at some H set, that means this one is star, it's a dual set. So yeah, we have this positive here for each I. And moreover, if you think about the summation of all values here, and by using the trace, linearity of trace, we can have this terms here. And H, from the assumption here, H is Q cell, and this average is just P cell. And in theorem 1, we proved that these two are equal to each other. So this is 0. Okay, so not only this one is non-negative, the summation is positive. That means each term is 0. So we have the proof of only part. And the if part is also straightforward. As we know, these two are equal to each other, and this inequality is from the definition of this P set, which is maximum. And because of this assumption, we can plug in this 0 term here. And using the linearity, we can cancel out the first term and the last term. And the remaining term is trace of H. And from the definition of Q set, this is bounded below by Q set. So we have these two same values here. So everything in between is equal to each other. So we have P set, this one, and Q set, this H. Okay. So this proof. And a direct corollary we can obtain from theorem 1 is the following. So for an state answer here, if P cell is one of the preparation probability, say eta 1, and that's if and only for each I these operators in self-star, it's block positive. In the sense, maybe I can say like this: row 1. With the probability eta 1, row 1 dominates the rest of the states in the sense that this operator is block positive. Okay? So this is actually the case if we think about this measurement. Okay? So we just guess that the state row 1 is right here. That this measurement means that. So if this is true, that means that this measurement is the optimal measurement for P cell. Okay, so for any operator H in H cell realizing this Q cell, we need to have this condition from here and here. So yeah, we need to have this equality here. But the only measurement operator counts here is the first measurement operator, which is identity. We have this equality. But the thing is that because H is in H operator H is in H cell, that means this one is block positive. So this equality means that it's a block positive operator with zero trace. And the only block positive operator with zero trace is just a zero operator. So we have this H as alpha 1, no 1. So in this case, what we can also check is the following. The only operator H realizing Q cell here is alpha 1, no 1. But this one also tells the uniqueness of the operator H here.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know if I missed something, but what's the significance of looking at ether 1 here?
So yeah.
Everything is important, right?
So choice of that one is kind of you can choose any.
Okay, so
As long as
there exists one state in the ensemble
exactly.
such that this holds.
Yeah. So let's move to the condition for minimum error discrimination by separable minimum. I'm going to use the concept of minimum weakness for the conditions. So as we know, we have this trivial inequality, means P cell is always less than or equal to PG. But if these two values are equal to each other, that means there is a separable movement realizing guessing probability. Okay? So in this case, we say that minimum error discrimination is achieved by separable measurement. So first, we have a necessary condition for the equality here. Yeah, equality here. And for this condition, we're going to define another set, which will be denoted as H equal to. So it's the set of operators in HSEP. That means for each I, this operator is block positive. And moreover, we need to have this, we also have this constraint. Some of them is entanglement weakness. That means these are block positive, but some of them must be not positive. That's the definition of HEW. Then what we can show here is the following. If there exists a separable measurement such that this average is in HEW, then we can actually show two things. One is that this measurement realizes P cell. This is the optimal separable measurement. But at the same time, this P cell is strictly less than PG. Okay, so we have number parity here. Yeah, and the proof is also straightforward. So for a separable measurement, such that this average is in HEW, we just let H as the summation. Then this average success probability is bounded over by P cell, and we know these two are equal to each other. And this one is bounded above by trace of H because it's also definition of Q cell. Then because we left this H as this summation, the trace of H is this. Okay. So here we have this P cell because these two are equal to each other. So this quantity is this one is equal to this, right? And the reason why we have this inequality here is because the choice of H is in HEW, which is a subset of HSEP. So we have this inequality as well. So we prove this equality here. And for the inequality here, let's assume that if equality holds here, that means the operator realizing P cell also realizes PG. Okay? So that means this is an optimal operator for gas equality. So we need to have this condition for the optimal measurement, okay, for gas equality. And as we define the H as this, that means for each J, this one is positive cylinder, which contradicts to the choice of H. H is in HEW. The definition, if you remember the definition of it's up here. Yeah. The definition of HEW is following. This is block positive, but at least one of them is not positive. This one contributes to this choice of H. So we have proved this equality and inequality of that. So based on this, we can have a necessary So I forgot to mention that this is sufficient condition for this strict inequality. So the country positive way is a necessary condition for the equality. Okay? So we have this theorem form, which is a necessary and sufficient condition for this equality. This is PG. And for a multi-part quantum sequence under epsilon, these two quantities are equal to each other. And it's eternally, there exists a operator which is in this relative complement of HEW and HSEP, such that this H realizes full cell. There are so many definitions about the cells. So let's record the definition here. HSEP is the set of operators such that these are block positive, and HEW is subset of this, where some of them are not positive in terms of weakness. So if you think about this set difference, that means H, this is the set of operators H, where every operator here is positive. Okay? And then theorem says that these two are equal to each other if and only there exists an operator H such that this one is positive summation for HI.
Sorry, what is Q set? Is it P set?
Q set, yeah, they are equal to each other. That's what we proved. But the definition of Q set is the minimum trace of H in H cell. That's always an upper bound.
How difficult is it to compute this which is set, HEW, which is
So as you mentioned in the morning, it's hard to check whether an operator is not positive or not. So
it's very nice because you get this set, a formal context set, with a kind of length that distinguish below PG and P set.
Yeah, that's right.
So it's constructive, but then in practice, how feasible is it to compute this set, PG set?
So are you talking about any characterization about this?
Yes, for instance, I find a system that eta I y, maybe I find a quantum state, and I may look for some operator H, such that is easier to KAIST that on the phone. But first sight, it seems is quite trivial. Yeah. Then in practice, I need to have some experience. Check.
Yeah.
How to find it.
Actually, in the paper on the archive, there are some examples so that you can have some intuition. But I thought I wouldn't have enough time to for the example. So maybe we can do it later. Thank you. Okay, so what time am I supposed to finish?
What?
3 minutes.
20分
20 minutes. About 20 minutes.
Okay, good. Yeah. The clock changes actually. this one. Yeah. now it's the actual time. Okay, thank you. So let's prove this. Okay. So for the proof, we let this measurement operator as the separable measurement, realizing the optimal separable measurement. And first assume that these two are equal to each other, and let H to be this summation. Okay. Then because of this assumption, and realize PSCP, which means and realizes PG, frequency probability. So N needs to satisfy the condition for optimal measurement for guessing probability. So we have this condition here. Everything here is positive semi-definite. But yeah, the definition of H is nothing but this average. So that means H minus anti-rho I is also positive semi-definite for HR. Okay? So that means H is in this H step minus HEW. And moreover, the trace of H is nothing but this average probability, which is P set, and the assumption says that this is Q set as well. That's our assumption. So that was the proof of on this part. And for the if part, let's assume that H is in this sequence between H7 and HEW, that H realizes this Q cell. And the situation we got here is the following. M is the separable measurement realizing Q cell, and H is in this H cell realizing Q cell. Right? Then what we proved before is the theorem 2, which says the relation between these optimal objects. So we have two optimal objects, so they need to satisfy this orthogonality. Okay? So by using this orthogonality, so for each I, we have this orthogonality. Then if we think about the optimality, so we're going to show the optimality condition for this measurement F, so that we can show this one actually realizes this PG. So to do that, we need to check whether this one is positive or not. Okay? And because this is a zero trace, we can actually plug in this term here. And the reason is, so because this MI is positive operator, and this H is from here, so this one is also positive. And we have the product of two positive operators whose trace is zero. That means these two, their support do not overlap each other. So their composition is nothing but zero operators. We can just plug in so this term here. Okay? Then we can cancel out the first and the third term, and the remaining term is nothing but this. Okay? And the assumption that this one is in H plus, is positive somewhere. That means this measurement operator is the optimal operator. So we have this equality. Okay. So what we've got so far, actually there are several theorems and corollaries, and let's think about these two together. Corollary one means that one provides actually the situation when this H is unique. Okay? So the H realizing this Q cell is unique if it satisfies this condition. And if you think about theorem 4, so it's the necessary and sufficient condition for this equality. But if we think contrapositively, that means if this one is a strict inequality, that means there is no such operator H here realizing this Q cell. That means if this one is strict inequality, that means every operator H realizing Q cell is in HEW. Okay, so remember, I'm talking about just the equivalent statement here. So we can put these two together. So once we have a condition of corollary one, that means we can assure the uniqueness of H realizing Q cell. Okay? And at the same time, if this one is strict inequality, that means that unique H needs to be in this HEW. Okay? So by combining these two together, we Yeah, we can have corollary too. So for a multi-party quantum state ensemble epsilon satisfying this condition, that is the condition for corollary one. That means there is only one unique operator H realizing Q cell. Then we have this equivalent extension under this assumption. So this street inequality goes and this eternally that operator is in some of this is determined with this. Okay? So H is in HW. Yeah, that means if you remember the definition of this, then H minus and I rho I are block positive, but some of them are not positive, which implies that some of these are internal weakness. Okay, so again, it's a shame because I don't have any examples here. Yeah, but if you're interested, maybe you can check out our paper on the archive. There are many examples. Okay, so now let's talk about some systematic way to construct non-local quantum state ensembles using entanglement weakness. Okay, so if we have a entanglement weakness, then we can think about state ensemble consisting of these two states with these preparation probabilities. Here, P is any positive operators such that this summation is positive symmetric. Of course, we can always choose this depending on the eigenvectors of the negative eigenvalues of this W. Then we can, it's straightforward to check that the difference of these two is just proportional to entanglement weakness W. That means the condition of corollary 2 is satisfied. So this ensemble is a non-local ensemble. That means P cell is strictly less than PG. Okay? And from this, of course, we can have this inequality. PL is strictly less than PG. And if we have several entanglement weaknesses, we can also use them to construct state ensemble showing non-locality. Okay? For these entanglement weaknesses, we can have this quantum state with these probabilities. And again, for each I, this operator is proportional to each entanglement weakness. That means the condition for corollary 2 is satisfied. So this ensemble is a non-local ensemble. Okay? Actually, Junu talked about mirroring weakness today in the morning. So we can also use those, those concepts to construct non-local statements. So if we have a density operator, so the basic idea is following. If we have a density operator A, satisfying this condition. So here, lambda next is the largest eigenvalue of A, and UA is the maximum values of this expectation for separable states. Then, if this one is strict, then we know that this one can be used as an entanglement weakness. Okay? And if we construct a set of ensemble of states like this, so any R here, then for each we have two states. So this is proportional to this entanglement weakness, which satisfies the condition of corollary 2. So we know that this ensemble is a non-local ensemble. And another entanglement weakness, the mirror one, is from the least eigenvalue of A. We can also use this. If this is so the inequality is satisfied, then we can use this as the entanglement weakness, and we can construct this ensemble such that this operator is proportional to this entanglement weakness. And that means the condition for corollary 2 is satisfied. So we can assure that this ensemble is a non-local ensemble. Okay. Right. So to summarize, I talked about the relationship between Taiwan's weakness and quantum state discrimination, and what I talked here is about the condition for the case when minimum error discrimination is achieved by separate measurement, and the condition was in terms of entanglement weakness. And also I talked about a systematic way to construct the non-local quantum state ensemble using entanglement weakness. And yeah, possible future work we can think about here is the first one is because we only talked about the set of separable state, separable measurement, right? To check the difference between PG and PL, we can use P7 as an upper bound. Maybe we can think about some other set of measurement. Okay, so another set we can think about is the set of our PPT measurement, which is a superset of separable measurement. And actually, we can also obtain some similar result by using set of our PPT measurement. We can obtain some condition. So PPT means the maximum average success probability or possible PPT measurement, which is usually a low bound of PG, and we can obtain some condition of this equality. And it's strongly related with so-called decomposable entanglement weakness. And we can also think about some other state discrimination strategies. Because in this talk, I only talked about minimum error discrimination, but as we know, there are several other measurement strategies. So we can think about other measurement strategies and whether we can obtain similar analogous result. So I guess that's it. Thank you for your attention.
Okay, very nice. Questions?
So, of course, when you speak about non-locality of an ensemble is a property of the ensemble. Things can be. I mean, there was this famous paper by
Yeah, sure, you're right.
You know, non-locality without entanglement. So I think that is a very special case in construction or.
It is more general.
Yeah, it's more general.
Yeah, but
It doesn't matter what. Sorry.
yeah, that Bennett paper is a special case of this construction. Like, this is more general. This was.
No, if I recall, this one had the example by Bennett and so on.
It's just one counterexample.
It's like 5 times and multiply times. But here they provided which ensemble gives the separation between separable measurement and global measurement.
Yeah, I think we agree. So they have kind of one counterexample where you need entangled measurements to discriminate exactly the states of it. Your work is more general, right? Because you are considering kind of general theory of this.
So non-locality without entanglement is about the entanglement of the state in the ensemble.
Right.
But the entanglement weakness is not about the state in the ensemble. So we need to do some manipulation to obtain some operators. And if it's concerned with entanglement weakness, then we can ensure the non-locality here. So it's,
Another question. So, in working about this topic, have you got any insight about kind of the dual problem? So so here you were using this SEP star, but for the measurement side. So, do you have any insight that you can use to characterize instead the set of states or generalized states that are positive on local measurements? So you instead of starting from states that are separable and enlarging the set of measurements, do the opposite. So you start from local measurements because that's the scenario like inequality, and then you consider larger set of states that is always positive inside about it.
I can't really say anything. Yes.
Do you have any idea or could you comment on the gap between LOCC measurement and self-programming?
LOCC measurement.
And the gap between LOCC measurement and self-programming. Could you comment?
That's very difficult. That's why I consider the difference between separate measurement and general measurement. To obtain any separation between analysis measurement and general measurement. As mentioned before, the set of all analysis measurement is hard to characterize. So for example, set of separate measurement is complex, so we can use those kind of mathematically nice properties. But that's not the case for the analysis measurement. Yeah.
Thank you.
Is there any close relationship between the non-local compound state ensemble and entanglement?
In local state ensemble and
Entanglement.
Yeah, so intuitively, so if you have some entanglement of entangled state and you want to discriminate those states, you need to have some, like entangled measurement or something like that. But the converse is not generally true. That's what Francesco mentioned. So yeah.
Example.
Yeah, so maybe coming back to the paper about local design, then if I have a domino state in 3-dimension and like 5 times states, then I take identity minus domino state, then I have constructed this PPT and kind of state.
Okay. So it's I'm not quite familiar with.
Okay, sorry. This example, normal design framework is on extendable product basis. It's called UPB state.
Okay.
So identity minus all UPB. The fourth state is identity minus product state. So everything is a UPBT.
Yeah.
But since I remove all possible product bases, the remaining is a entangled state. Complete entangled state. So it's called UPB entangled state or bound entangled state. And suppose I construct a witness for this UPB state, and then witness is written like identity minus entangled projection of that state. Okay? And then I can compute upper and lower bounds, like my mirror witnesses. And okay, then I think this one. But then I mean there. My answer is UPB state and 5 states. And here your relation to the witness and multiplied by states, are they just 2 states only or maybe because of multiplied by states?
So it depends on how many witnesses you have.
Ensembles only.
Yeah, I mean, so if there are several entangled witnesses, we can have Einstein group with this number of states, but so one thing I can say here is just the one-way construct number state ensemble. So I'm not sure if this one has to what you're talking about.
Yeah, maybe it's more specific to remember because whatever you can discuss later. Yeah. This is how we could construct non-decomposable witness from unexplainable product basis. And there we haven't looked at. Yeah, of course, the non-time design is always there, but we haven't looked at this problem. Yeah, you can see. And do you have a clarification about local ensembles?
Not yet.
Yeah, okay, it's very nice. Okay, let's take a speaker.